Hey movie fans! Welcome back to Once Upon a Spoil. Today, we're diving into the wild, hilarious, and jaw-dropping trivia behind Martin Scorsese's The Wolf of Wall Street. Let's explore the madness that went into making this iconic movie. Let's start with Matthew McConaughey. Did you know his unforgettable chest-beating and humming routine wasn't in the script? It's actually a personal warm-up exercise he uses before acting. Leonardo DiCaprio saw it, loved it, and insisted they include it in the scene. Fun fact, the uneasy glance Leo gives during the scene, that's him looking at Scorsese to see if it was working. On the topic of dedication, for those intense cocaine scenes, the actors weren't using real drugs, of course. Instead, they snorted crushed B vitamins. Jonah Hill, however, took it to such an extreme that he inhaled so much of the fake powder, he developed bronchitis and had to be hospitalized. Now that's commitment to his craft. But Hill's dedication went beyond expectations. While Leonardo DiCaprio reportedly earned between $10 and $25 million for The Wolf of Wall Street, Jonah Hill, eager to work with Martin Scorsese, took a significant pay cut, earning only $60,000 for the role. In an interview, Jonah revealed he would have even sold his house to work with Scorsese. Now that's passion. And what did he get in return? Well, aside from an Oscar nomination, he also earned a rather unforgettable experience. During a scene, Jon Bernthal was supposed to punch Hill's character, Donnie Azoff, but Scorsese wasn't feeling it, so Hill agreed to take a real punch. After the hit, Hill's fake teeth flew out, and as he lay on the ground with his face swelling, Jonah Hill reported that Scorsese, happy with the results, then yelled to the crew,
"Get him some new teeth and let's shoot it!" And someone put new teeth in my mouth, and they filmed my face swelling. God.
Jonah Hill wasn't the only one getting injured on set. Let's talk about the crazy scene where Jordan tries to get in his car while high on Quaaludes. The stunt was so intense that DiCaprio strained his back and could only do it once. As Scorsese always encourages his actors to improvise, most of this scene is pure improvisation by DiCaprio, but he still had some inspiration of his own, as shared in this interview.
I had a guy on YouTube that I watched. It was entitled "The Drunkest Man in the World," but it was not just the fact that he was, sort of elasticated and trying to get. It was his motivation which really intrigued me, because there was nothing. He had one singular goal, and that was to get a beer out of the 7-Eleven. And it took him a half an hour, and he was writhing around the floor, just trying. And the guys watching him, and people are scratching their heads, saying, "What are you doing?" And he just wouldn't stop reaching for something that was a life-sustaining force for him.
Leonardo DiCaprio wasn't the only one who brought inspiration and improvisation to the set of The Wolf of Wall Street. While his performance in the Quaaludes car scene had viewers in stitches, Margot Robbie delivered a different kind of unforgettable moment with her portrayal of Naomi LaPaglia. Margot Robbie wasn't the superstar we know today when the film hit theaters. At the time, she was best recognized for her role in the Australian soap opera Neighbours. But landing the role of Naomi was a game-changer for her career. Robbie made a bold decision during the seduction scene with DiCaprio, insisting on authenticity by forgoing the bathrobe initially planned for the scene. As Robbie herself explained, Naomi's body was her currency in the world of the film. The decision highlighted the character's confidence and power in a raw, unfiltered way. Behind the scenes, though, even a powerhouse performance needs a little courage. Robbie admitted to downing 3 tequila shots before filming to calm her nerves, her way of bracing for the most nerve-wracking moment of her career at the time. Still, when it came time to premiere the movie, she came to some realizations.
Ironically enough, I just flat out lied to my family for a really long time, and I said, "I don't care what you hear, there's no nudity, I'm not doing any nudity."
Oh, really?
Ignore anything anyone's saying, there's no nudity. And then I thought, well, the movie's going to come out and they're going to see that there's nudity. Okay, so I changed that, and the lie evolved to, well, actually it's a body double and they just CGI'd my head onto someone else. And my family don't have anything to do with the entertainment industry, so they totally bought it, and they were like, "They can do that?" And I was like, oh. Technology these days. You wouldn't believe what they do in Hollywood. So and then eventually I came clean. I was like, okay, look, I'm doing nudity, but you should read the book first, and if you still want to see the movie after.
The good news is, her family loved the movie as much as we did. This mix of bold choices and undeniable talent cemented Robbie as a rising star and ensured her performance as Naomi would be remembered as a defining moment in The Wolf of Wall Street. Speaking of unforgettable moments, not all the magic in The Wolf of Wall Street came from powerhouse performances or bold decisions. Sometimes it was the quirky, behind-the-scenes tricks that made certain scenes so iconic and hilariously memorable. Here's a fun one. Remember the scene where Naomi's dog tries to bite Leo's foot during their first intimate encounter? Well, it turns out that pup needed a little extra motivation. The crew had to smear dog food and chicken livers between Leo's toes to get the jump just right. And that's not the only time food became part of the action. During the infamous Quaalude sequence, it took a whopping 70 takes to get the ham to stick to Leo's face. The secret? A spoon-flicking technique and a generous layer of jelly to make the ham extra sticky. It's a bizarre level of detail, but it's what brought those outrageous moments to life. And speaking of outrageous details, here's a record for you. The Wolf of Wall Street set a new Guinness World Record for the most swear words in a single movie, 681 expletives. That's an average of nearly 4 per minute. Can you f***ing believe it? And finally, the man behind the madness, Jordan Belfort himself, makes a cameo in the final scene. He introduces Leo's character as a motivational speaker. This casting decision? Super controversial, but hey, it's Scorsese. We expect nothing less. And there you have it. From improvised moments to record-breaking swearing, The Wolf of Wall Street is a wild ride, both on and off the screen. Let us know your favorite fun fact or which other movies you'd like us to analyze in our Untold Stories series in the comments. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button to support us and subscribe to get notified of our next video. Until next time,